Have you ever looked in a mirror and wished it would tell you a secret about who you're meant to be? Imagine a place where tall grasses whisper good advice, dragonflies twirl like tiny ballerinas, and ponds work a little like magic. Tonight, I want to take you to that place. It's a story about feeling different, about having a voice that sounds wrong, and feet that trip and splash, and still choosing to keep going. It's about waiting long enough for the truth to bloom. If you've ever felt out of place, too much, or not enough, come closer. This is for you. Once upon a time, near a quiet pond, a small nest rocked in the breeze. Inside were 4 smooth eggs and one very large, curious, wobbly one. On a sun-bright morning, crack, 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 out popped 4 yellow puffballs with button beaks. The big egg waited, then finally split with a hiccup of a sound. Out tumbled a gray duckling with a long neck and feet that looked a size too big for any store. The other ducklings blinked. "He's so funny-looking," they chirped. Not unkind, but not careful either. "Why is he so big? Why isn't he yellow?" The gray duckling peered at his reflection in a ripple and felt a shadow flutter behind his ribs. "Come along, little ones," Mother Duck called, calm as the pond at dawn. "Time to see the world." They waddled to the water. Splash! The yellow ducklings bobbed like rubber toys and quacked like tiny trumpets. The gray duckling flopped left, swerved right, and when he tried to quack, something deeper slipped out, a gentle hunk that startled even him. "Oh dear," said Mother Duck, smoothing his wet feathers with her wing. "You may not look like the others, but you are special in your own way. Be kind to your brother. He may look different, but he's still one of us." By the reeds, a goose squinted. "What a curious bird! Is that even a duck?" A hen trotted by in her best feathers and clucked, "Feathers should match. It's fashion." The gray duckling laughed a little. He did not match anything, but the laugh was Finn. He tried practicing. He practiced standing tall, practiced quieter honks, practiced swimming straight lines. He helped paddle leaves to the littlest ducklings so they could play. Still, whispers followed him like dragonflies. One morning, with the sky pink and brave, he made a choice. "If I don't belong here, I will find where I do." No goodbyes, just gentle ripples fanning out behind him as he swam away. He wandered through meadows and forests, past barns with red cheeks and rivers that hummed lullabies. He met a rooster who said, "The hen house is for cluckers, not hunkers." He met a cat who twitched whiskers and purred, Interesting voice. Do you come with a volume control?" He even met a fox who sniffed the air and said in a too friendly tone, "You should probably keep moving, friend." So he moved. Everywhere he went, he searched for his face in puddles, ponds, and polished windows. He hoped to see someone he recognized. He didn't, not yet. Seasons spun. Autumn tugged the leaves free, and the wind taught them to dance. Snow came on tiptoe, then all at once, and the gray duckling tucked himself under bushes stitched with frost. He tried to sleep through the cold, but his stomach rumbled like a small drum, and loneliness kept him awake counting stars. On a stormy night, when the sky spilled over, a farmer spotted a shivering heap by the gate. "Poor thing," the farmer murmured, kindly as a blanket. "Let's get you warm." Inside the cottage, firelight crackled like good news. The duckling thawed beside the hearth, every feather sighing. He tried to help, carried a tiny spoon in his beak, fetched a thimble of water, practiced his polite honk at a lower volume. The farmer smiled. The cat arched and hissed, as if hissing were a hobby. The hens gathered in a circle and held a gossip meeting. "We have rules," clucked one. "We quack or we cluck, but honking is a gray area." The duckling's heart drooped, but didn't break. He thanked the farmer when the snow melted and slipped out softly one morning in spring, a little taller, a little steadier. He followed a path lined with trees, wearing blossoms like clouds. In the middle lay a lake so clear it looked like the sky had dropped a mirror. He leaned over to greet his old, awkward reflection and gasped. The gray was gone. In the glass of the water stood a tall, elegant bird, white as a wish, with a neck like a question mark and wings that promised miles. He lifted one wing, and the lake lifted one too. "Is that me?" he whispered, laughing and crying at the same time. Across the lake, 3 swans glided, drawing soft silver lines on the water. They came closer, feathers bright as morning. "Hello, friend," one sang, voice warm as tea. "You look like one of us." I'm not ugly," he breathed, surprised by his own joy. "You were never ugly," said another, eyes kind. "You were simply becoming. Sometimes it takes time to grow into who you really are." Tears gathered, but they were the good kind, the kind that water the soul. The swans opened their wings. "Come fly." He tried, and he could. Up they soared, over fields he had crossed, over the cottage with its tidy garden, all the way to the pond he once called home. Ducks, hens, goats, and even the goose who once squinted looked up, beaks open. "Who is that majestic bird?" asked a goat, forgetting to chew. It's him," whispered a duckling who was not so little anymore. He circled once, sunlight threading his feathers, and landed softly, like a secret finding its way home. The pond held its breath. He smiled, not sharp, not proud, just gentle. "Sometimes," he said, "we need time to discover who we are, and that's okay. I'm still me. I'm just me grown." Mother Duck waddled forward, eyes bright. "I always knew you were special." The others nodded, some with apology, some with awe. The swans dipped their heads as if bowing to a prince. And the duckling who had been laughed at, now a swan, learned the sweetest truth of all. He could love who he was, inside and out. What can we carry from this? Being different isn't a mistake. It's a beginning. Kindness matters, especially when someone is still becoming themselves. Patience is a quiet magic that turns awkward into amazing. And when the world seems unsure of you, it's still worth practicing, trying again, and believing that your time will come. So, if you feel wobbly today, be brave. If someone else looks or sounds different, be kind. Your voice might be deeper, your steps might be splashy, your feathers might not match, and that's not a problem.
It's a promise. Trust the seasons. Keep learning, keep moving, keep listening to the pond inside you that says, not yet is not never. One morning, you'll see the reflection you've been waiting for, and you'll know you've grown into yourself. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe so more friends can find these tales. And if it helped you feel seen, tell someone who might need it too. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is not a substitute for professional advice.